In a universe over 14 billion years old, with trillions upon trillions of galaxies, where each galaxy, like our Milky Way, contains hundreds of millions of stars, what are the chances that we're alone? The real question here is there interaction at some level between humans and extraterrestrials?
The universe is teeming with life. It is way past time for humanity on this planet to be told the truth.
Most of us perceive the world as we have been taught to perceive it. But to understand what's real, the first step is to forget everything we think we know, which is not easy, since the unknown is what we fear the most. Sometimes you need to search into your own history to find your future. Which brings us to the story of Cleo, where a dark truth hides beneath the glistening surface of Cleo's perpetual smile, a happy face concealing the mystery of a secret past. It all started a long, long time ago.
Lullaby and good night, little spooky and baby. Lullaby and good night, 'cause mommy loves you. Lullaby. There was this bright light, like a big magnet, pulling me toward the window, like a butterfly into the fire. I could feel myself tingling all over, and then I couldn't feel myself at all. Then suddenly, I was outside my own window. It was the next morning, and I was on the grass in our front yard. Baby Rainbow was screeching and crying, but my other bird, Spooky, was gone. When I woke up, everything looked different. My world would never be the same, and neither would I.
I couldn't remember what happened to me that night, only that my pet bird vanished into thin air. But somehow I've known three things ever since. That far from being unique, humankind is one of many intelligent species in space, living on a planet in orbit around a star. That there are vast secrets being kept by a powerful few from the innocent many, and that our race was descended eons ago from a civilization so far advanced we cannot even conceive it.
There's not much question at all, but there's life throughout the universe. We're not alone in the universe.
99.999% of this country is completely out of the loop and oblivious to what is going on.
About 90% of the human beings on this planet are asleep. And the greatest story in human history is unfolding around them, and they haven't a clue. They live in a little illusional world of their own. They have no idea what's going on in the real world.
We've had visitors again. Yeah. Anything worth mentioning? Okay.
In 1947, after the UFO crash in Roswell, New Mexico, President Truman assigned 12 men to study and classify all of the information about UFOs, and above all, to keep it hidden from the American people. The secret group called Majestic 12 had a conflict with one of their members, Secretary of Defense James Forrestal. He wanted to reveal the truth to the American public. Instead, he was admitted to the Bethesda Naval Hospital, where he fell from a high window to his death. Of course, they claimed it was a suicide. All of the original Majestic 12 members are dead, and 12 new members have taken their place. But do you, the average person, know about any of this?
Are you there? Are you there? Cleo, can you hear me?
I keep hearing this voice in my head, haunting me, invading my dreams. I see this white-haired man doing a strange dance in the sunrise, and then climbing up a huge mountain. He looks like an old wizard out of a fairy tale, or an actor from one of those epic Bible movies. I always think I almost recognize him from somewhere, but when I wake up, I can't even remember what he looks like. If he does exist at all, he probably doesn't even have an email address. But he seems to get the most important messages. Whoever he is, I know he's the key to a doorway to somewhere, to unlock a truth I can't figure out for myself. Maybe one day he'll open that door for me, so there'll be no more secrets.
If you look carefully, you will see a special glow about Cleo, a magnetism which even animals cannot resist. In Greek, this is called agapi, unconditional love, and total trust, compassion and care for every living being. While animals embrace agapi, human beings can misperceive it as being the sign of an utter fool.
Hi, Cleo. This is Hans. I'm sorry we broke up, but I cannot sleep in bed with a bird. Before your voicemail cuts me off, of course you may come to pick up the rest of your things. I will be out of town, but you have the keys, so make yourself at home. Bye.
Are you one of Hans's friends?
No, I'm afraid I'm just the hired help.
Really? Hired to do what?
Well, right now I'm checking out the water.
Oh, to see if it's drinkable?
Well, that's part of it.
You mean Hans wants to drink his pond?
Well, not the whole thing.
Do you ever do this for people in Manhattan?
We do. We check for lead levels, mercury, E. coli.
I heard that raw sewage actually seeps into city water. You think you could check mine sometime?
Well, here's my card. Give me a call.
Thanks.
What do you do?
I do comedy videos starring animals. Actually, I was just making my first movie, Bird's Eye View, but my bird died. I mean, one of them. See, Baby Rainbow here was just the stand-in. The deceased had all the personality. He was an incredible talent.
Where did you get Spooky?
My father gave him to me on my 16th birthday.
Both birds?
No, I've had Baby here ever since I was 4.
They seem like brothers and sisters.
As a small child, I had 2 birds. And then in the middle of the night, one of them disappeared. And years later, for my 16th birthday, my father gave me Spooky.
I love you, baby.
But you know what's really strange? Although to this day, my father denies it. I swear to you that Spooky is the very same bird that disappeared.
Why would you think that?
Well, did you see Spooky's leg band?
No. Che aviai 45.
Well, look at babies.
Che aviai 44. You are right.
Well, so now that Spooky's departed, what are you going to do?
Well, now I'm doing a documentary on UFOs and alien abductions.
You're kidding. You mean you actually believe all that garbage they put on television?
How unfortunate that the clarity of your scientific mind is only clouded by your ignorance. Ignorance of a subject well worth investigating.
Opinionated, aren't we?
Well, maybe we both are. But at least my opinions regard something I know something about. Yours have no basis whatsoever.
Well, maybe you'd like to attend my next lecture. Since you live in Manhattan, I'm sure you can find International University.
International University? Department of Environmental Science? You're a professor?
Surprising, isn't it?
That's not surprising at all. Some of the most educated people in the world are so compartmentalized they just don't get the big picture.
It was forecast by Wernher von Braun, the top German rocket scientist who was brought to the United States right after World War II to make sure that his knowledge didn't get into the hands of the Soviets. And he said first it's going to be the communists, then it's going to be the terrorists, and then it's going to be extraterrestrials. Well, this is what's happening.
Would you like us to dispose of the body?
No. I'll take him home.
By the way, we've discovered something else that's rather strange. We found a bizarre metal object embedded in a tissue at the base of his skull. I seal it pretty well. You may want to wait to open it until you get home.
What do you think it is?
It looks like some sort of implant, similar to the one that birdwatchers use for tracking migration pattern. You know, spooky is quite a mystery.
The evidence that has been seen on X-ray, has been seen in terms of scars that have appeared for no reason at all, are all strongly compelling pieces of evidence that there is a global picture here and there's a global agenda here, and that this agenda is part of a study.
So, Dr. Levy, do you feel that there is a correlation with our experiments on animals and our tracking animals with implant devices?
The implants could be viewed very easily and may well be a form of tagging. The implants are in fact tracking devices. I think that's certainly as good an explanation as we can come up with, especially since we know that the same individuals get abducted over and over and over again, that selected groups of people continue to be re-abducted over the course of their lives.
I have constructed a scientific and medical team that have actually performed 24 surgeries on people who claim to be alien abductees. These people have found objects inside their bodies. We have removed these objects. This one we've tested in scientific laboratories, and forensic evidence shows that this object is in fact off-world. It is extraterrestrial in origin.
There's much too much similarity from one story to the next by people who have no real discernible contact with each other.
I heard this roaring sound in my head, and like an electrical feeling started from my head going down my body. My body felt almost weightless. In fact, I actually felt as if my body floated up off the bed.
They come into the room, these gray aliens with large heads and big black eyes.
But they were little men with no hair, and they came right through my bedroom window.
They all looked alike. They had big black eyes, two little holes for a nose, no discernible mouth, no hair, no ears.
Then they'd take me out, and if I passed through a wall or a window, it feels like that I'm passing through mud or hard jello.
And I remember being floated out the same window. As strange as this sounds, it felt like going through very firm jello. And I remember looking down and seeing the treetops of my backyard and the roof of my house, and then going straight up.
And there's a big round table, and there's a bunch of them moving about.
I recalled lying flat on my back and being examined by chalky-colored alien creatures.
I pulled my rear end back, and spread my legs apart, and I knew it was going to happen at that point. It was like suddenly, like it felt like an air gun, like a bullet hit the top of my uterus, and I knew what they did, and it was so incredibly painful. And they had implanted me with a fetus.
They were somewhere between 4 and 5 feet tall, and I remembered them performing medical exams on me.
I felt the sensation of something coming out of me, and I reached down and I caught it, and it was a small, tiny little fetus. Then I'm standing near this room, and I'm watching them put the fetus into a round cylinder filled with liquid.
This guy's supposed to have disappeared out in these islands.
How does this guy get around? There's not even a place to land a boat.
You got me. I've heard this guy's been all over the world, but he's never on the flight manifest.
You think he's still working with them?
I got my orders, that's all I know. He's got to be brought in the nice way or the other way.
So, why the order to get him now?
He's gone off the deep end, lost his marbles.
You're kidding. The cosmic psychic went psycho?
Yeah, but they want him back now. I guess his talents are needed again.
I guess so. Like, who else are they gonna find that can talk to something from another world?
They say he can do more than that.
Like what?
Forget it. We don't ask questions. Got it?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. But what if he don't want to come in?
It ain't an option.
We went into the sand dunes to make out, and the next thing I knew, we heard this loud buzzing sound, like thousands of bees. And next thing I knew, I saw guys in military fatigues, and we were taken into a jeep. We drove up to a large hill. We were taken inside this bunker, and I was taken down an elevator into a darkened room by myself, and I was left there on a table. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw what I called a monster. It was about 7 feet tall, gray-green in color, scaly skin. It had large pointed ears, glowing amber eyes, a large tail, and the creature came towards me, and the next thing I remembered was that I was being assaulted. I felt like my insides were being ripped out.
Anything else you can remember about this creature?
Yeah, the smell was putrid. It smelled like when a cesspool overflows, that kind of smell.
Michelle, how do you know this isn't just a dreaming?
I went along with an investigator. We searched the area that we felt that this had happened in, and we found the bunker that I recalled under hypnosis, just the way I described it.
So, we find you at last, Dr. Yanni.
You've invaded my sanctuary. What do you want?
We need your help again.
Never!
You're a clairvoyant, a remote viewer. Why do you waste your talent?
With my gift comes a responsibility.
A responsibility to us.
Remote viewing, of course, is the psychic ability to perceive person, places, and things at a great distance without the use of your normal 5 senses.
The natural psychic abilities which we humans have now been turned into a weapon. Remote viewing has been utilized by the military for locating submarines and nuclear weapons.
Your leaders, the last time they asked for my help was to locate a lost tribe of Indians in the Amazon. Then you proceeded to exterminate them. Why?
Collateral damage. Our new project is saving people.
I wish I could believe you.
We have such an enormous amount of evidence that aliens are visiting here, even if they're not landing on the White House lawn. Why should they?
9 saucers landed in this guy's yard, and these humanoid aliens got out and talked to the people that lived there.
Aliens have been a prime suspect in the cattle mutilation phenomenon. The blood's removed, the rectum's cored out, the sex organs are missing, having been done with incredible surgical precision.
7 levels down, there's a lab where they have embryos in these containers floating in like a blood-type mixture. But these are hybrid alien babies.
Bill Schneider said he ran into 3 of those reptilians when he was building those underground tunnels. He worked for the government building these underground bases, and he went down there, and there were 3 reptilians standing on the side. He drew his gun, and they blasted him, and he killed 2 of them. And he said he got cancer from those radioactive blasts, and he was in the hospital for 2 years. And he pulled his shirt off, and he showed what you could see, that his skin was like melted. And he had fingers missing, his hand was just melted together. And he said he didn't have that long to live, so he was going to talk and try and prepare the world.
Oh, darling, now your videos have become so morbid. You've gone from the inane to the insane. At least your previous indulgences had a sense of humor. What about that nutty cockatoo that danced the lambada?
All right, Mother. Does your precious pet spend all day playing with himself? Can you blame him for desiring something more? Offer him a social life. If you want your beloved pet to have the same fulfillment you enjoy in your own life, then call Pet Playmates today and make all his fantasies come true.
I love you too. Well, you can't expect us to continue patronizing what you assume to be art. By the way, your father thanks you for the article you sent him on the UFO abductions, but says to tell you that it's utter drivel, and not to meddle into a lot of nonsense which can get you into trouble. Your father knows these things, dear. He was an officer in the Air Force.
But Mother, if it really is just a lot of nonsense, then how come he thinks he can get me into trouble?
What Cleo's dad means is that such talk could get him in trouble. After all, he was part of the military-industrial complex. They take secrecy oaths. Heck, he can't even tell his own family what he knows about UFOs. And if he does breathe a word, they can court-martial him, fine him, stick him in Leavenworth for the rest of his life.
Hello? Dr. Maysfield? Hey, I started this really interesting new project all about people's reports of being abducted by aliens. I guess you must have learned a lot working all those years with Daddy and in the military. Especially being a physicist. Of course, it's probably all top secret, huh?
These carriages are likely to be a safe place to talk.
You mean your apartment's bugged?
There's government surveillance everywhere.
Well, you must have something pretty exciting to tell me.
Well, it's classified information, Cleo. It's pretty horrible. And God knows I'm forbidden to talk about it. You seem so committed. It's a shame. Many of my colleagues over the years sold out, disappearing into secret, nameless government research projects. Most of them have never been heard of since.
You're kidding.
The problem with scientists is their desperation to grab onto something rather than to admit how very much they don't know. Charles Darwin insisted we come from monkeys, but his theories are just that. Theories, not the final answer. Did you ever consider that the human race originated someplace else? Our solar system is so very young. Life on other star systems must be far more evolved. So it's only logical that they'd breed galactic explorers before mankind. Did you ever consider they must have brought us here? I've found the proof I'd always been looking for. In an underground stream lined with walls of gold, someone had left an irrefutable clue. They were here, and they wanted to make sure we'd know it. There was something here that would give me the answer I'd always been searching for. The mysterious water beckoned me like a magnet. And then there it was, bathed in the glow of my flashlight. A miniature spaceship lovingly carved down to the most minute detail, including rows and rows of tiny windows. An alien Madonna and child on an ancient coin. Are we the descendants of these alien beings who left us irrefutable proof of their civilization over 3 million years ago? I have it from good sources. There's been a collaboration over 50 years between our military scientists and our space brothers, representatives of technologically advanced civilizations, alien civilizations, here on Earth.
I think that people being kept in the dark about this is outrageous. May I use some of this in my documentary?
Now listen to me closely, Cleo. I don't recommend it. People have a nasty habit of accidentally dropping dead when they get too close to the truth.
There's no question there's a government cover-up. The question, of course, is why? When I worked here, the Hayden Planetarium, like 30 years ago, I worked with a brilliant woman named Dr. Margaret Mead. It turns out that 30 years before that, she was part of a government NASA study formed when NASA was formed that basically said, if we find evidence of aliens out there, we can't tell the American people because civilization will be destroyed. It's too bad I didn't know then what I know now.
The data from our space station is giving us some bad news. In a matter of weeks, a giant coronal mass ejection from our sun will wipe out all life on this planet. Our ozone layer has been compromised, and our magnetic field can no longer protect us. What we want from you is simple: an exit plan and safe passage. We will need outside help, which you have the power to obtain. Agree to this, and you'll be back on your island within the hour. We're counting on you.
Yanni is convinced by the general's warning that the end of the world is nigh. He's now prepared to try to save what he can.
In spite of his skepticism, Cleo cannot get Alex out of her mind. She feels compelled to convince him that what she believes is true. Or maybe she herself suspects that this is merely an excuse.
Dr. Hale, hi.
You made it. I see you also brought along your sidekick.
I know it must look silly to you, walking around a city like this with an innocent creature from the rainforest, but she just can't stand being alone in a cage. She's so sad now. She starts, well, every time I leave the house, she starts screaming and crying. I just don't have the heart to leave her home alone. You don't mind, do you?
Actually, she might fit right in. Will you lend her to me for an hour?
Sure.
The government convinced me to use my remote viewing abilities to invite other entities to open a dialogue. And so, at the very same moment that Cleo was attending Alex's lecture, I was about to meet someone who would teach me far more than what my own innate clairvoyant abilities would ever allow me to see. I was about to get the shock of a lifetime.
My new friend.
Who are you?
Long ago, our race brought you to this planet.
You mean you are our ancestors?
And you are our descendants.
Can this be proven?
In caves on this planet, we have carved our spaceships and our faces into stones. One day someone will find them and rewrite your history.
And today?
We live on a beautiful planet, so rich in its natural bounty, there should be plenty to assure the survival of all its species.
You have set fire to your own backyard. We have returned to guarantee the continuity of our genes.
Is that why you're doing all these things to us? Abducting people to use their DNA? Mutilating our cattle? Creating hybrid babies? Without our permission?
The work of other visitors. Our mission is different. You complain that members of your race are being used for research by a more technically advanced species. But look how you humans treat life on your own planet.
One species, ours, continues to ravage the land, raping it of the very trees which help provide the oxygen we breathe. We pollute the oceans, causing countless creatures to endure a slow, agonizing death. We waste the lives of thousands of species we didn't even want in our ruthless fishnets. While there are a few heroes from groups like Greenpeace, our own governments do very little to control the slaughter. Meanwhile, the rest of us are unaware or feel immune to the plight of our fellow beings. This polar bear can't find food. Without the insulation of layers of fat, she will starve and freeze to death. And soon, our own plight may be no different from hers as we callously deplete our remaining natural resources. But when that day comes, who will be left to rescue us? Only by acting now will we have a prayer of a chance to rescue ourselves and all life on Earth from eventual but certain extinction.
If children saw this in their classrooms, they'd probably become vegetarians and live a lot longer. But we've messed up our world. You're right. We've committed every crime, and now we're going to pay.
I think the ETs are giving the military advanced technology in return for biological donors.
Oh, not that again.
What do you think the reason is for the massive cover-up of so much?
What's that?
This new technology. Where do you think we got the stealth bomber? They've been back-engineering alien craft ever since Roswell.
Cleo, you know what your problem is?
No, what?
Too much free time. The average working stiff, like me, would just be too busy with real life. Simply wouldn't have time to concoct all your crazy theories. Speaking of which, I do have a lot of work to do. What can I get you? A cab, bus, subway?
You could get me dinner.
Oh, well, all right. If you let me choose the menu.
Hey, I didn't think a professor like you would be caught dead in a place like this.
I'm doing research on centrifugal force. You like flying saucers, I like Ferris wheels. I guess maybe you're a little too speedy for me.
It's not that I'm speedy. I'm just trying to bring you up to speed.
Do you ever stop talking?
There is one way to get me to stop talking.
Wow, this works great. Should bring you up here more often.
That's okay.
I haven't hit the drop yet.
What's up?
What I'm trying to do now is to educate the public because abductees need to be supported, not ridiculed, not called liars.
One mass abduction in particular I'll never forget the rest of my life. Hundreds of us were shown on tiny little monitors beautiful earth scenes, the sea, the mountains. They were drop-dead gorgeous. And slowly these scenes deteriorated with pollution and made us very sad. And we were given a message, and the message was, you're killing your planet. Your planet is dying. We must act soon.
Ancient brother.
Ancient brother.
Some changes must be made. All you need to know is in here.
What is this?
Something which will serve you. Humans are not easy. They have lessons to learn from our people.
Give them a chance. It takes time.
We are patient, but your time is running out.
I was looking out the porthole of a craft and noticed that we were above a body of water. It looked like the ocean. And as I was looking down, I noticed that there was some kind of ship on the water below. And I felt a jolt. When I came to, the craft was on the sand, on the beach, and I crawled out and saw one military man with an alien slung across his shoulder. Then I saw an alien that was still alive, lying on the deck of the ship.
And he looked up at me, and I mean, there's no pupil or anything you could see. All you could see was the black eyes. And I immediately felt a tremendous amount of fear come over me and everything, and to this day, verbatim, the words, it was thought transferred, for better term. I am afraid.
An orbiting space shuttle captured this footage of this object, which seems to be under its own control, moving along at a very deliberate pace. It heads in a northern direction, then all of a sudden there's a flash of light. We think that this flash of light was the defense system of the Star Wars satellites. When this footage was recorded, NASA used to stream live their footage from the orbiting space shuttles. Now, all of their video is on delay. When we look at this video, we have to ask ourselves, how many other craft have we shot at? How many other craft have we shot down? And if we ourselves are ever to become a spacefaring civilization, can we expect the same hospitality when we visit other worlds?
I have already met with their leaders. They say that the disease of our civilization is terminal, and so is the fate of our planet. Terminal, sir. Terminal! They will send an emissary with instructions. I think it would be wise to take their advice, sir, since we have no choice. Yes, may I commend your decision?
There's a lot of controversy about what the reasons are for the cattle mutilations, who's doing it, if it's the government, if it's aliens, if they're in sync together, there's some kind of agenda.
I think there is a large body of very compelling evidence that we are dealing with an alien intelligence behind the cattle mutilations. I think the rest is speculation as to why an alien intelligence would be interested in a bovine rectum. I can't think of any other precedent in history where the perfect crime has been perpetrated 8,000 to 10,000 times with no one ever being caught over 30 years. I would go out into the field and they would say, yeah, we saw the black helicopter, but we also saw a flying saucer. So I went, oh my goodness, well, maybe the government's got flying saucers too. So then the further I dug, the people would say, yeah, we saw the aliens bent over the cow and they levitated the cow up into a flying saucer, and then the black helicopters came the next morning. And then, so this curious mix started to evolve. As I got out into the field and I investigated and I talked to these ranchers and found that they were obviously sincere and had no reason to fabricate these stories, I started to take them more seriously. Last year I was in Roswell, New Mexico, giving a talk, and I ran into an old research friend of mine who's a very reputable scientist. He worked for Sandia Labs for 29 years, quite respected, a high security clearance. And I was having a little chat with him, and he said, oh, I know what's behind the cattle mutilations. It's totally obvious. So, okay, what? Well, the aliens are taking bacteria from these cows and using it to nurture hybrid babies in space. And then he went on to say that he and his wife had voluntarily consented to have alien hybrid babies. I mean, he was totally sincere. Here's a man that's 29 years with Sandia Labs. He and his wife produced hybrid alien babies, and the aliens told him that they had to have this bacteria from the cattle to be able to sustain these babies in space. Who am I to say?
There's nothing more diabolical than sending out your own planet.
Who's going to believe any of this without something solid?
This package is all the proof that you'll need. Guard it with your life. If they find out you got these, there's no telling what they'll do.
Why are you giving these to me?
I don't know how much longer I'll be around. Are you expecting anybody?
Oh, I almost forgot. I met the most interesting man.
Where did you meet him?
Well...
Where did you meet him?
Well, he's an environmentalist. Drop it, baby, drop it. Hi, Alex. I want you to meet somebody. Alex, meet Dr. Ian Maysfield.
Very pleased to meet you.
What did you say you do?
I hadn't. I'm head of environmental studies at International.
Oh, aren't you the group that monitors environmental changes?
That's quite right. How did you know that?
The seismic changes here can have devastating consequences.
Well, you're in compliance, but I'd keep using the water filter.
Apparently, the proverbial caca is finally hitting the fan. There's the earthquake in California, and the volcanic activity in the Mediterranean and the Caribbean. These are the triggers they've been waiting for. You probably have no way of knowing just which piece you are in this chess game. Perhaps there's a way I can help you obtain precisely the answers you should be looking for.
Πρέπει να διεκπαιρώσεις αυτές τις αλλαγές αμέσως. Πάρτε αυτά στην Ανταρκτική και στη βάση μας στα Βαλκάνια.
This documentary you're doing, what's it really going to be about? Extraterrestrials mutilating cattle, abducting innocent people to crossbreed with them, secretly working with the government, or actually being our forefathers?
I'm trying to make people aware, that's all.
It all sounds a bit far-fetched, don't you think?
What about the physical evidence?
One little girl remembers falling back down into bed with tree branches and leaves she grabbed on the way back down. Her parents couldn't figure out how that 5-year-old child could possibly reach those leaves.
Tell me, did this happen to you?
To me?
Before the departure, you must shut down the oil wells. I'm afraid so. All the drilling must stop. The earth will be destroyed. What do you care?
Lullaby and good night, 'cause mommy loves you. Lullaby and good night, 'cause mommy loves you.
Makes no sense to me either, sir. The aliens have their own way of thinking, and it's alien to me. You want to save your ass? Do as they say.
Look what Alex forgot. Alexander Hale. Defense Intelligence Agency.
Now listen to me closely, Cleo. There's government surveillance everywhere.
Alex, you rat!
This package is all the proof that you'll need. If they find out you've got these, there's no telling what they'll do.
Hey, Mommy, where could I go to hide something in plain sight? You know, where I'd fit right in. The cathedral? St. Francis of Assisi? The blessing of the animals. What's that?
knew that Ian Masefield had entrusted her with a great truth and a great responsibility. In turn, Cleo would entrust his gift to the counsel of her own intuition, guided by the spirit of a higher power. And so, those very treasures which the alien had told me would rewrite the history of mankind would be hidden again for safekeeping until their proper time. Cleo decided to bury them in the earth, inside the Shrine of Tulips, certain such a sight would elude even the most dedicated government snoop. Feeling great joy and relief, Cleo felt that she almost had wings herself as she and Baby Rainbow flew down the steps back to the real world, the streets of New York.
Here is the list for your approval.
Are you crazy? You must cut this down by half.
I cannot do that. Look, there is a lot of money involved.
Your greed makes you blind. Money is useless now.
But they will never accept it.
They will have to. The die has been cast. The shock of finding Alex's government ID card has propelled Cleo to check him out further, but what she discovers will surpass her wildest suspicions.
What are you doing with my father?
Seeing Alex with her father, Cleo decides to return to her childhood home to confront the man she hasn't seen since their last argument, 3 years ago.
Daddy?
Come on in, I've been expecting you. It was only a matter of time before it all came out, leading you back to the beginning.
Beginning? Beginning of what?
You don't think you're just a innocent, objective crusader for the truth, do you? Why, you are just as much a part of this as any of us.
Part of what, Dad?
Looky here. Oh, yeah. More birds. Well, looky here. Surprise, surprise. Let's see, what do we have here?
Are you a lonely pet? Are you a dog or cat with no one to stroke you? A canary singing a solo? A goldfish longing for love? Pick up the phone and dial 970.
All this was put into motion years ago. We were so innocent then, thinking we could play in their league, when in truth we didn't even know the ground rules.
As your president, I pledge to protect your rainforest, abolish expensive health insurance, and eliminate toxic waste.
Jesus. You're one of the chosen ones.
Chosen for what, Daddy?
I was a fool to think I could save you, to stop them from doing whatever they wanted. I thought I was a member of the team, an insider. There are no insiders. Just layer upon layer, each thinking they control the real power.
From now on, we're gonna have honesty in politics. I appreciate your support and realize many of you have traveled thousands of miles out of your way to be here today on your lunch hour.
So you were part of the cover-up?
Still am, as if that really means anything anymore.
And Dr. Hale?
Just a well-meaning idealist. I asked him to look after you.
How could you, Daddy?
I had no choice.
Here are the plans that you requested.
Have you made all the changes?
Exactly as you wanted. And the president?
Tell the president to relax.
It all happened a long time ago, right after we triggered the first bomb. I guess we kind of sent out a signal that was sure to be noticed.
I was in command of 10 nuclear missiles. The guard was extremely agitated, very fearful, screaming into the phone, saying he was looking at a bright, glowing red object just outside the front gate. All the guards were out there. Their weapons were drawn. At that point, we got a lot of bells and whistles, alarms. The missiles started to go no-go, which means they couldn't be launched. All in all, we lost nearly 20 missiles to UFOs. This is very significant that UFOs seem to be focusing on our nuclear weapons facilities. They're trying to send us a message, and that has to do with getting rid of all nuclear weapons on this planet.
Destroying our weapons is part of the deal. It's their bottom line, and they are calling the shots. Give my regards to the general.
You and your bird are only two of the countless victims. I've tried to protect you from them. And from your own damn curiosity.
So I was right. They have been abducting people.
Abducting people? Sure. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
It is hot as the tropics in here. Oh, hopefully she has something to drink up in this refrigerator. Oh my God. Jesus. This is a bird cemetery.
And what role did you play in all this?
I was, and still am, part of the military collaboration team with those bastards. At first we thought we could use them to fulfill our purposes. Then we found out the real story. We began to see that we were the fools being used to fulfill their agenda.
I had an acquaintance, Lieutenant Colonel Philip Corso, who was the head of Foreign Technology Division at the Pentagon for the Army. And he stated in his book, The Day After Roswell, that an alien spaceship crashed in the desert in 1947 in New Mexico, and that he had the debris from this craft, and he gave pieces of it to various laboratories and research institutes, and they came up with lasers, fiber optics, and integrated computer chips. He also claimed that he had seen a humanoid-type alien. It's amazing that people don't realize that the advances in technology over the last 50 years are due to the crash of an alien spaceship in 1947 and the fact that Colonel Corso fed this data out to the giants of American industry. And today our world has changed. We've had advances in the last 50 years in technology greater than in the last couple thousand years of history.
But why has the government kept it such a dark secret?
Let's say you knew you were on a dying planet, and you were given the knowledge and the technology to recolonize someplace else. Would you tell the whole world? How many spacecraft do you think our government can build?
Government scientists have been researching into alternative human habitats. This is in the event of a global catastrophe, humanity will be able to continue. This will mean that humans will be able to live on planets such as Mars.
What do we have here? Oh my God, she knows. See? Let's see what else we got here. Oh, jeez!
After several encounters with alien, I made contact with the only tribe on Earth who continued to maintain a link with the extraterrestrials who originally brought us here. These pure beings have managed to remain unnoticed throughout the ages, cultivating our planet from within. They would provide the evacuation sites to implement the exit plan. These plans to relocate the few will leave the rest to perish. Your people have survived in secret for millennia underground, but we on the surface have created chaos. Take this to your leaders. Perhaps they can work a miracle from the inside. For the meek to inherit the earth, the rules have to change. Harmony must return. Brother. Meanwhile, Alex starts to suspect that he himself may be a dupe of the very government he's working for. Having obtained the passwords from Ian Masefield, Alex sets out to find the facts for himself, whatever the risk. But the handsome professor is totally unprepared for what he's about to discover.
Yummy girl.
There is a minor glitch, Mr. President. All funds must be available. Available, sir. The National Treasury? They mentioned that too. No sense at all, sir. Outrageous? Maybe. But where you are going, they have no credit cards or cash anyway. So what do we care?
Detective Bobker and Ferguson from the 11th Squad? Oh. Huh?
Hello, miss. You the lady that called about a dead body in the freezer?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you put your hands behind your back.
What? Why are you arresting me? My body's missing.
Your body don't look like it's missing to me, miss.
Not my body. My bird's body.
Your bird, he ain't missing. He's on your shoulder. Huh? Hey, what's with this shit? It's not even lit. I'm trying to quit.
Look, I brought Spooky home from the autopsy, and he's been in the freezer ever since.
When exactly did you last see the body?
Last night, when I had a scoop of ice cream.
And what was the approximate dollar value of the body?
Dollar value?
Hey, you taking notes? You can't even spell your own name, bozo. You remember what happened last time? Give me that pick. Give me the pen. All right.
Hey, what they put in your donuts?
Okay, let's get down to business, lady. Do you know some weird kind of people who'd want a dead bird?
Yeah, I think I do. Only they're not exactly people.
Oh, really? Who are they?
They're government agents.
I spent many hours in meditation, pondering my last encounter with the alien, which had shattered and confused me.
You must pay close attention. This communication is for your eyes only.
You can trust me.
You must tell no one. The future of your race depends on you. And remember, every ripple in the water affects the whole universe. Ancient brother.
Ancient brother.
It's all a lie. We gave you false data.
Why?
For your own good, to protect you from yourselves. The answer will become clear to you. One day you will understand everything. Look into the light, and you will know what to do.
I knew then, before acting further, I would have to understand the motive for the alien's deception.
Alex, I saw your card, and I know all about you and Danny. I just can't trust you anymore. Why are you calling me?
You're a conspiracy freak. How could I tell you? I'm just a consultant.
Consultant? For what?
Wildlife issues. Meanwhile, I hacked into their database.
You're kidding.
I can't talk about it on the phone.
Well, where can we meet? There's some things I need to tell you, too.
They have this alien propulsion system back-engineered.
I knew it!
But that's not all. They've got some kind of secret research facility located in Puerto Rico in some caverns beneath a lake.
Well, when do we go?
To Puerto Rico? Are you kidding? Do you have any idea the demands on my schedule? I can't leave now.
Then wish me luck.
No, wait, Cleo, you can't go down there. The government kills people in the name of national security, and this stuff is top secret.
But I have to go. This is the chance I've been waiting for.
That nosy girl is going too far. She's down here, very near you. I'm faxing you a detailed description of her. Put that psycho flunky of yours on it. We got too much at stake here to let this girl foul up our schedule. Timing is critical. We want her stopped. Permanently. I want this confirmed when I get to your place tomorrow. Understand? Good.
Cleo, a victim of her own stubborn curiosity, was about to become a victim for real.
Muchas personas en Puerto Rico todavía se preguntan sobre el misterio que rodea la laguna Cartagena, que ubica en el barrio Maguayo del pueblo de Lajas, un pueblo al suroeste de Puerto Rico, donde se han avistado militares. Las personas también han visto de estos seres pequeños, los aliens, los que llaman los grises, también los han visto, pero no trate de investigarlo, porque si así lo hace, el gobierno lo pudiera matar a usted.
We've been worried about you. Yeah, are you sure this is a secure phone?
Yeah, I'm at a payphone. This fisherman, Rodriguez, he slipped through a ventilation duct into that underground cave system, where he saw military guys working side by side with little gray aliens on an assembly line, making hundreds of spacecraft. I'm going to meet him now.
Collaboration over 50 years between our military scientists and our space brothers.
Implants, I feel that they are some form of tracking device to monitor human behavior, because they're playing fucking mind games with me.
I saw when I called a monster. This thing actually raped me.
He and his wife had voluntarily consented to have alien hybrid babies.
The lady that called about a dead body in the freezer. When exactly did you last see the body?
Last night, when I had a scoop of ice cream. But I brought Smokey home from the autopsy, and he's been in the freezer ever since.
You know some weird kind of people who want a dead bird?
Yeah, I think I do. Only they're not exactly people.
Oh, really? Who are they?
They can't. They're not. They're not. They can't.
Birds are the eyes of the angels.
Where am I?
You are my guest.
I am? Who are you?
I'm Yanni Vasilikov, your godfather. I had to get you here at any cost to let you know the truth. After they first took you and Spooky, they kept him for 10 years. But who do you think arranged for his release on your 16th birthday?
That was you? You mean you're in cahoots with these aliens too?
You keep calling them the aliens, when in fact they're the ones who brought our species here in the first place. Eons ago, when they were mining planet Earth for minerals they needed, they have been improving our DNA ever since. And now, they've come to take us back home with them, to our ancient home, in the stars.
Hello. How are you? Help you, sir.
My girlfriend, I've got a bird here. I don't know what she eats.
That's Baby Rainbow. She's a regular client of ours. The only problem is she only eats sushi.
Sushi?
Sushi. As a matter of fact, salmon sushi.
Freak.
The agency demanded your termination. Fortunately, I found out on time. Your obsessive search and your indiscriminate inquiries became a threat to the plan. Your father, Masefield, and I pioneered the plan with the agency's secret intelligence corps. As the years went by, Masefield lost the vision, your father lost his courage, they gave up and they dropped out, leaving me all alone to mastermind the salvation of mankind. How fucking thoughtless of them.
You want sushi or sashimi?
Sushi, I think.
Okay, I make sushi. You want fresh salmon or smoked salmon?
I guess she wants fresh.
Take one, I'll make more, no problem.
Can I get it to go?
Sure.
Is this okay, Your Majesty?
So the plan is to save humanity?
Humanity is hopeless. And anyway, we cannot save 6 billion people.
Save them? From what?
From the imminent, inevitable end of life on this planet. You cannot imagine the magnitude of the apocalypse that will end all life on Earth. And now they've come to bring us the technology so we can engineer our escape. Remember, Noah? You only need 2 people to save mankind, but we will carry 1,000. Political and religious leaders, top members of the military, police, judiciary. But don't worry, you're among the chosen ones for your brains, your beauty, in essence for your DNA. And of course, because of your father.
You should try this. Quit staring at me. Here. All right, you want my burrito, huh? Don't you? Ah, good luck. Here, take this. What's the matter? Don't like the rice? You should have said sashimi.
Aren't you playing to warn the others?
What good will it do? Ignorance is bliss.
And what about my father and mother and Professor Hale?
Before you ask any more questions, you must study the plan in detail. Here.
Thanks.
It's top secret, and that is an understatement.
I'll make sure to read this as soon as I get home.
Meanwhile, come with me. I want to show you something. Voila!
No way! That's the Acropolis. We're in Athens? We're in Greece?
What do you think? You're still in Puerto Rico? Do you have any other questions?
Yes. What happened the night they took Spooky?
Take this. It will help you remember.
Remember everything now.
Then, you know what you have to do. And now come with me. I have to arrange for your return to our New York base. But remember, Cleo, you must be very, very careful. The agency will be watching your every step, and they are paranoid. And now, to seal our covenant and our agreement for collaboration, may I have this dance?
What?
Would you honor me? May I have a dance? Possibly know why I asked her to dance. She figured I was just a crazy old man, which was actually perfect, since I wanted her to hate me for what I was doing and take action. I had even embellished the Exodus plan brochure to provoke her further.
The Exodus file is the manual of the chosen ones to exit planet Earth to propagate the very best of our species. Exiting a polluted planet for a comparative paradise. amidst the beauty of a lush, virgin environment, a place where elite Earthians can make a fresh start. Elite Earthians? What a crock of cosmic caca.
She's copying the file. Stay on top of her.
It'll be a pleasure. Subject with documents. Heading east.
She's on to us. Keep track of her.
Harry, could you speed the cab up a minute, please?
What's the matter? Tell me. What's the hurry? Where are you going? Are you in trouble or anything, miss? Do you mind just talking straight to me? What's up?
Because we have to kind of lose these guys. Can you help me?
They're following you. They gotta be following for you. Well, you took some money from these guys? Hey,
I'm in trouble.
you're pregnant?
No, I'm in trouble.
What do you mean you're in trouble?
I got some people behind me chasing me.
Are you putting me on?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, what are they chasing you for? Your own money?
No, I don't know money.
What do you mean? You took some money from the guys while you were doing it?
What are you saying? What kind of ruthless are you? How dare you say that to me?
Well, it sounds like that. I mean, what'd you do to them? Are you one of these women of the night and you took some money from the guys?
A woman of the night?
Yeah, listen, I've had that like 400 times in the cab, but you look like a girl from the streets. You look a little fast to me, but I mean, if you took some money...
I look fast?
Are you a working girl or something? You want some money from me? I got no money. I just leased the cab. I'm busted as anything could be. I mean, if you are, I don't put them down. Look, if you can make $500 an hour laying your back, that's okay with me. Are you interested in money?
I have a government after me.
Government?
They have billions of dollars in secret funds and also in our tax money. All this money gets funneled into these black operations. It's called black ops. They're making spacecraft in these underground tunnels. And the way they got the technology was that all over the world, there have been crashes of alien craft. They're getting the DNA from these people making these hybrid babies, and then the government gets the technology from the aliens. It's a trade for giving them permission to take these people. I'm trying to make a film about how the alien abductions...
What's it? What do you mean alien abductions?
We're doing to animals, they're doing to us. Do you understand? They're abducting people out of their beds. They're taking them like we take birds out of their nests and we eat them. Like we take chickens out of the coops and we eat them. We take their eggs from them. We take their eggs as if they owe it to us. Well, they're taking our eggs, they're taking sperm from people, and they're creating hybrid babies. Just like we're doing medical experiments on animals without their permission. Did they give us permission to do that? That's painful for them. We have no right to treat animals like that, and they have no right to treat us like that. But they think they have the right because they see how we're treating our animals. Why shouldn't they think they can treat us like that? And we deserve it. You know the golden rule, Harry?
What?
You ever say the golden rule, do unto others, so you would have them do unto you? And we deserve to be treated like that because that's how we're treating the animals on our planet. And that's what I think is wrong. And I think people have a right to know what's going on. And we should treat our animals better, and they should treat us better. And the government should protect us. But instead, the government is in cahoots with them. The reason is because they're using their technology. And you know why?
Why?
Because they want to get off the planet. And I've got the proof right here. I've got the copies of the file. And I'm mailing it to every newspaper in the whole world so that the people out there, they can know the truth. Do you understand?
Are you putting me on?
No.
You telling me straight?
Yes.
You wouldn't lie to me, would you?
No. We're getting basically screwed, right, left, and center. The public is getting screwed. This is not our government. This is the secret government. Congress doesn't know about this. Do you understand? The government behind the government, they have all the money. They have all the power. This is people, the same kinds of people who killed Kennedy, okay?
They not only kill Kennedy, they're killing your liberties and freedoms right now, but you don't know anything about it because they control the media, too.
This is people that have no right to take our tax money and do what they feel like doing. They're out of control, Harry, these people. Harry.
Yes.
Here, mail this for me, will you?
Stamps on this envelope, miss. Do you have stamps on these things?
I'll give you extra for that, okay?
Give me the extra money for the stamps at least. What a busy dame I ever saw in my whole life. What a coup. Which is scarier. This is the Internal Revenue Service.
The U.S. industrial military base depends on larger and larger defense expenditures. The extraterrestrial presence has given them an excuse to spend a lot of money, which is what they primarily want to do. It's good for them.
There are approximately 129, 130 known underground facilities in the United States. The people that are involved in building these things appear to be operating outside the Constitution. And if they're getting away with this, who knows what else they could get away with.
I doubt that there's a single member of Congress that's in the loop as far as the alien secret is concerned. I doubt if there's one. I'll bet you that there are a lot of things that they're financing that they don't know about. This is a dereliction of duty on their part because they have a responsibility to be protectors of the public purse and to know what they're doing, and I don't think they do. How can you have proper civilian control of the military if they don't know what's going on?
The United States government, along with other governments of the world, has been totally denying the existence of unidentified flying objects that were not of earthly origin, knowing full well that we do have visitors, knowing full well that these objects are here, that they are of extraterrestrial origin. They have devised ways to travel vast distances, hundreds, thousands of light years in a very short period of time. We are trying to acquire that same technology. That is one of the reasons for keeping it secret. The other reason for keeping it secret, NASA went ahead and stated, we can't really be sure how the population of the world is going to react when we state that we have discovered extraterrestrial intelligence out there in the cosmos, let alone that that intelligence is already among us. I can tell you from being in the military, and I can tell you from the perspective of the recovery teams, there have been people that were in the military that wasn't ready to accept that. And some of them took their lives. When it comes to our visitors, our extraterrestrial visitors, what really counts and the most important thing is the truth. Governments do not have a right to lie to their people. And our government, they have a constitutional obligation to tell the people the truth. This is not a matter of national security. It's a matter of national fact that we have visitors that did not originate on this earth. Tomorrow, we will achieve interstellar travel, meaning that we're going to be able to go from one solar system to another solar system. When that happens, we are going to become somebody else's UFO.
Give me that bag!
Hello? Dr. Macefield? Dr. Macefield? Hello? 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 Dr. Macefield? It's me. Hello? Pick up, please.
For many years, various researchers have attempted to bring to light what the government prefers to deny. Coincidentally, many of these brave people ended up dead. William Cooper, former naval intelligence officer, exposing in Behold a Pale Horse pervasive government lies and crimes, implants, mind control, and secret genetic engineering through alien abductions. Shot to death in front of his house in 1999 by a posse of sheriff's deputies dressed as hippies. Phil Schneider, geologist and explosives engineer, found strangled to death in 1996 after publicly revealing the existence of aliens in the secret underground government bioengineering lab in Dulce, New Mexico. Colonel Philip Corso, in his book The Day After Roswell, explained that the true purpose of Reagan's Star Wars anti-missile system was to protect us not from the Russians, but from potential invaders from space. 22 scientists and computer geeks working on the Star Wars anti-missile system back in the 80s, all 22 dead between 1985 and 1988, under mysterious, if not violent, circumstances. All working on secret weaponry to bring down alien spacecraft, all dead within less than 3 years. To what lengths won't they go to keep this thing a secret?
Mother? You what?
Last night, your mother found your father dead in the street. He'd been run over by an unknown vehicle in front of his own home. This morning, we discovered his friend, Dr. Macefield, is dead too. It is all very strange. As your family's driver these last 40 years, I've had to take charge of your mother's welfare. I took her to the airport, sending her to her dear sister in Kenya for her own safety.
This is all like a bizarre nightmare, Rashid.
Your mother asked me to explain everything. Because, you see, there is more, my child.
More?
Your daddy was not your father.
What?
Before your mother met the man you knew as your daddy, she was in love with another man, his friend. They worked together on top secret military projects. They had planned to get married, but were, I suppose, they jumped the gun and your mother became pregnant with you. But suddenly something happened and he, your real father, left and became a monk.
A monk?
One day he learned that because of his intelligence work, our military forces located and massacred hundreds of innocent people. The military claimed he suffered a total breakdown, but they would never reveal where he was. That's how he wanted it. I'm sure he didn't want them to know either, but one can never escape them. Merely pretend they don't exist for a while. Your mother and stepfather received letters for a short while. They said he was never satisfied, that he tried every monastery, but somehow he could never find what he was looking for within the walls of ritual and the confinement of tradition. He had questions that no religion could answer for him. So, finally, he withdrew from all the places of communal worship into the world of his own light. They said he was like a child again. One day, he disappeared altogether. The military claimed they didn't know if he was still alive. The monks thought he might have moved into one of the caves, but it's been almost 30 years now and he's never come back. I guess maybe we will never know.
Now, let me ask all of you a question. If you knew that the world was coming to an end because people are not taking proper care of it, what would you do to change it?
I give money to everybody. Make Jesus the president. Make me the president. Make people stop eating animals. Take all the bad people away from the world.
Now that's an answer. Meanwhile, after his sleepless night, Cleo is oblivious to the psycho hitman waiting in her living room. An oversexed clone who entertains himself royally.
Our date? What date?
Our date to save you from death's door.
My door? No! It's crammed. Ah! I've got him, Alex, look.
You made copies of this and sent it to all the newspapers?
Yeah. Now with that file and these stones, we have all the proof we need.
We need to get these stones to my friend Dr. DeLima in Rio. Hold on. These are the access codes to their frequency sequence. There were visual images embedded in the modulation. These codes could open them. I've got to get back in that computer room.
Isn't this enough?
They could always say it's all a hoax. Something more visual, concrete proof, an actual image from their data stream.
But you can't go back in there. They know you. Let me have your pass.
No way. You don't even know the programs. Anyway, there's people on those computers all day long.
I know. We'll wait till tonight. And we can hide in here till then.
Now, what do you see?
I don't know. It looks like popcorn.
Punch in the third sequence and press enter.
Oh my God.
What do you see?
Something really strange. I'm not sure.
Download those images onto a disk. Can you find one there?
Not sure. Janitor. I think he saw me. Maybe he's one of them.
Or he's their watchdog. He must have clued him in.
Oh, no, you're kidding.
They're entering the building. They're entering the building. Get out of there now.
The desk.
Forget it.
I'll use this one.
Cleo, get out of there now!
Don't worry, Alex. Okay. Alex, can you still hear me? I'm going down the second staircase in the back. You're kidding. The other stairs go to the basement, too. I found a fire escape. See, I told you not to worry.
Having deflated their tires, Alex has allowed Cleo to make her final escape from the clones. But the frustration of her pursuers would be of little comfort to Cleo, since her efforts to reveal the Exodus plan had failed to stop what I had set in motion.
We interrupt our regular programming to announce a breaking news alert. Reports are coming in that the president has been taken to an unknown secure location. Officials are declaring that there is no emergency. This is merely a pre-planned procedure. Reports are also coming from various foreign news sources that there appear to be similar procedures taking place in London, Paris, Rome, and Athens. Now this is odd. After a weekend retreat for the top 50 of the Fortune 500, all 50 business leaders and their immediate families have been reported missing. We will keep you posted on this breaking story.
Your laptop works fast. The file's uploaded. Hey, what's this? Where is this? Oh, it must be Mars.
Damn! All the flights are full. I guess these elite runaways have started a general panic.
In my animated promo for the Exodus plan, one element was real.
Oh my God, that's spooky.
And it would spark the age-old debate between the cynic and the believer, between faith and denial.
What is that? Is that a baby alien? Is Spooky his pet? Alex!
Now, it may look like Spooky, honey, but knowing these bozos, it's probably just a clone.
They've brought him back. They brought him back to life.
First you convinced me to believe in these cockamamie ETs. Now you want to convince me they've got the corner on immortality? Darling, you get better and better every time.
That's not the worst thing you could say.
And I had yet my biggest and final surprise for Cleo.
Hey, yo. Not Rio, but...
My dear Cleo, now is the time for me to give you the answers you've been looking for. For many years, I've regretted my own part in the massive cover-up which has kept you and so many others confused and in the dark. You see, our government was powerless. We could do nothing in the face of the aliens' superior technology. You must understand that we couldn't stop them. Some were here to do simple research, no different from our own use of defenseless animals, which is why you love the birds and other creatures so much, because you know how they feel. I'm proud of you for refusing to accept the government's lies and having the courage to find the truth for yourself. In Athens, I was being monitored by the agency, so I hope you'll forgive my outrageous performance. Humanity is hopeless. And anyway, we cannot save 6 billion people. Based on the aliens' convincing evidence of the imminent end of the world, the secret elite had developed the Exodus plan to get their most powerful political, military, and financial leaders off our dying planet. And believe me, no bribe was too great, no deed too dirty. To save their own skins, they fought tooth and nail for the privilege. But then the aliens informed me that their data was false, that they had deceived us for our own good, using the end of the world scenario to shock us into action. So I had a choice, to cancel the Exodus plan, since there was now no need to escape, or to keep it in place.
Take all the bad people away from the world.
I chose the latter, and thus killed 2 birds with 1 stone. First, removing those very people who were the major source of the ills of planet Earth, making life impossible for the rest of us. And second, satisfying the aliens by giving them a permanent, portable supply of DNA. And the greatest news, dear Cleo, is that most of the Earth's resources, previously controlled by a selfish minority, are now available for the common good. Someday soon, we shall have our own ships to explore the stars. Our planet now belongs to all the living things upon it. The Earth is our home, the universe our destiny. Until we meet soon, with best wishes to you, my beloved daughter, from your father, Yanni. So Alex went to Costa Rica by himself?
He knows I needed to come here, to Greece, to spend time with you, Dad. I have so many questions.
And what about baby Rainbow?
She's with Alex, looking for a new mate. For her, of course. I'll join them later. So tell me, Dad, what's gonna happen now?
It's a new world, a new beginning, not just for baby, but for all of us. No more hunger, no more wars, no more secrets. And we will start by teaching our children to grow up with agape.
What exactly is agape, Dad?
Agape is unconditional love toward everything and everybody.
You always soared so high, it always caught my eye. I thought that you were miles above me. That's the way it seems, so I barely dared to dream that someone like you would ever love me. But you say you see me clearly with those evil eyes of yours, and you say from where you're looking, I'm the one you're flying for. 'Cause you have a bird's eye view of me. Sometimes I can't believe that you love what you see, but you do. Oh, you tell me every day. You say I gave you wings. You say I'm everything. I guess I ought to start believing it's true. 'Cause you've got a bird's eye view. Sometimes we see the most when our eyes are closed. You see it all when you're touching me. As close as we can get, you know I've never let anybody see so much of me. You know my secrets, you get closer all the time, and as long as we're together, who knows how high we'll climb. 'Cause you have a bird's eye view of me. Sometimes I can't believe that you love what you see, but you do. Oh, you tell me every day. You say I gave you wings. You say I'm everything. I guess I ought to start believing it's true. 'Cause you've got a bird's eye view. Cause you have a bird's eye view of me. Sometimes I can't believe that you love what you see, but you do. Oh, you tell me every day. You say I gave you wings. You say I'm everything. I guess I
Take me to your